Hi, I'm Neil, and I'm coming with a little behind the scenes. This is the behind the house, where we have a little garden and grow some veggies, and we got our little lemon tree, and where we chill in the sun sometimes to relax. Um, I just, we released the song last week. The A is for Apple, and it was really great. I mean, got great feedback. And I had a whole week with no electricity. It's not normally like that these days. It's been pretty consistent, but there was a transformer and there was a few houses affected. And me, I'm a little bit of dreamer, maybe, or I don't know what the word is for it. But when such things happen, I take it as a sign, and I figure, okay, then I'm just supposed to have a week off from technology. Luckily we're used to electricity cuts, so we cook over the fire. We don't, it doesn't affect our life too much, except we don't use our computers and our phones as much, which is nice, really. 'Cause, so it was a pretty good week without electricity, and I'm kind of grateful for it. I even started writing a song, a COVID song. I mean, I'm quite aware that I've been releasing a few songs this period, and the circus song, comedy. But I thought that was also kind of relevant since it was the lockdown and it was about going on a date to the circus. I thought it was like ironic and almost revolution. Obviously, at the beginning of this whole thing, I thought it was something completely different to what it's turned out to be. And I've released a song for my son. Well, I just thought that it was, I don't know, somehow. I mean, I follow my gut with these things a lot. I just thought it was a good moment for that. But I'm aware that I haven't released anything or spoken at all about what's going on in the world. It's pretty difficult. I feel so torn. I'm sure a lot of people out there do. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense when you look at the numbers and we think. I mean, I went to a funeral on Saturday. I've been to another funeral. I've been probably to 3 since this whole thing started, 3 if not 4. Now, of course, in Malawi it is different. We do go to funerals of people who are not just our family, just for the village and etc. But these were people I knew. None of them related to this COVID, and I just does to me it just seems weird to turn the world upside down for something that's not killing more people than happens normally. People do die, and it's part of life, and I feel the whole response is completely exaggerated, but that's just my opinion. I don't know why. Anyway, so I started writing my first song about it. I might put it out there for you. Let me know if you think you'd like to hear something like that from me in this time. Otherwise, I just wanted to sort of talk a little bit about how I wrote the song for Kieran, A is for Apple, and how I write songs generally. I tend to think a lot. Don't like to speak too soon, which I've just done here, but I like to hold these things a little bit inside, and sometimes not even just hold them inside. I don't know how to explain it. Behind my mind, if you like, behind my thoughts, and just let them stir up. And I often know I want to write a song about something, and something triggers it. It might be a musical idea, or it might be a moment like happened where the power went off, and I had a week where the lights go off and you're outside with the candles and you've got your guitar and you get a different mood. So I tend to look for ideas a lot, but then wait for a special moment for them to actually be released through music. And with the A is for Apple, Kieran had been born. He was probably about 2, and I was just like filled with emotions. I was dying to write a song about what I was feeling as a new dad. My friend Q had we'd been at poetry night, and he talked about how everybody wants to have a revolution and change the world, but what about we just think about how we are as parents and dads especially? Are we really there for our kids? Are we really doing that first most important job before we even think about changing the world and politics, of just being good parents? So I was inspired by that. And then it happened a day where I still can't remember what he was crying about, but I remember he was just happy one minute, and then I sat down, and then maybe he couldn't reach something. I can't remember. Maybe he couldn't reach his plate or something, and then he started crying, and I started laughing, because when they're that young and they cry sometimes for these silly things, you just can't help it. And I had my guitar, and I think I was recording actually, and this idea. And so it came out, and I thought it was funny to have such a cliched opening line. You are the apple of my eye, followed by, I'm sorry if I laugh sometimes when you cry, which seems a bit less cliched. So normally I wouldn't go with a apple of my eye, I'd find it way too cliche, but anyway I did, and I just like the way it turned out. And then when I used to play it all the time at live shows, in fact it became like my opening song because I felt so comfortable that it was inclusive, it wasn't too controversial, it just was a nice way to introduce a set. And then when I decided to record it, I thought it came out pretty nicely, but then I decided to add these toy instruments, the ukulele, the kid's xylophone, the toy frog, which is a kind of instrument you buy here, the wooden croaky frog, and then I asked Kiri if she would do the shakers on the corn, the chimanga, to give some authentic percussion sounds. And yeah, that was it. So there you go, a little behind the scenes. I hope you've found it interesting. Thank you so much for all your support. I'm releasing this music. I've been 3 songs now this year. Still the plan is to do one every 2 months now, but also planning to put up more covers. I mean, I love these story songs, and maybe a new one every week on my YouTube channel, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to keep updated with all that. And the next song, I don't want to tell you, I'll keep it a surprise, but it's going to be out on the 31st of October, so that might give you a clue. Hope you're great wherever you are, and have a great day. Thank you.